I think we all know what it's like to feel like we're not being noticed or getting the appreciation that we deserve or think we deserve. I got an amazing way to deal with that. Thanks for joining me today. I want to introduce you to the amazing prayer written by Cardinal Mary Duval. It's called the Litany of Humility. It's had a big impact in my life. I'd like to pray it more myself. It's for people who struggle with when other people get recognized, when we feel hurt when that happens, when people maybe very close to us whom we think should love and appreciate us don't seem to be loving and appreciating us. And that can really kind of lock us into a corner. Well, this prayer is very, very powerful. It begins by saying, "O Jesus, meek and humble of heart, hear me." Now, this whole prayer is going to be a call that Jesus would give us his virtues and the freedom that come from those virtues. So then there's a number of lines here, and the response is, "Deliver me, Jesus." So it's really like a psalm crying out for deliverance, but it names what so many of us experience in our hearts, that from which we need to be delivered. Here's the first one: from the desire of being esteemed, deliver me, Jesus. I'll read the next few. From the desire of being loved, deliver me, Jesus. From the desire of being extolled, honored, praised, deliver me, Jesus. Those are all good things. Being loved, we're made for that. Being honored and praised, how our hearts long for that. But you notice we're praying, it's from the desire for those things that can entrap us in frustration and resentment and bitterness. We're crying out to Jesus to be delivered from those. Here's a few more. From the desire of being preferred to others. From the desire of being consulted. From the desire of being approved. In my life I experienced that a lot. Do you? Where it's like, hey, why did they make that decision without asking me? Hey, why did I not get chosen for that? You know, it can happen in family life. It can happen in work environments, and that can make a real bitterness. Now, we move from being delivered from certain desires, which can enslave us, to fears. And like the stakes go even higher here. From the fear of being humiliated, from the fear of being despised, from the fear of suffering rebukes, from the fear of being calumniated, from the fear of being forgotten and ridiculed and wronged and suspected. We're social animals, so we care about what people think about us, and we have a very natural fear of, I don't want to be neglected, pushed out of my community, out of my family, out of the people that I depend on for my life. And so, of course, we don't want those things to be rebuked and despised and humiliated, but the fear of those things can keep us from moving freely in our life. And so we pray that Jesus would deliver us from those. And then the last part, I'll just say a word. It's just a whole nother level where we start praying that others may be chosen and I set aside, others may be praised and I go unnoticed, that others may be preferred to me in everything. And I realize when we hear those with our contemporary ears, we think, well, man, that's like a person with a really low self-esteem. That's not at all what's going on here. It's our configuration to Christ, who knows who he is, who knows that he's loved and knows what his mission is. And so being clinging or trapped by all these desires really he's so free to love without concern for himself. Of course, that's what he's doing on the cross. And so I encourage you, if you struggle with any of those things I just mentioned, to pray the Litany of Humility, maybe once a week, maybe even every day, and I think you'll find a new freedom from fear will start to arise in your life. So check out the Litany of Humility. Thanks for joining me.